Kia ora, Faith here from Koru. If you're a Filipino thinking about moving or traveling to New Zealand, get ready for more than just beautiful landscapes. May konting culture shock din along the way. These come from stories we've heard from the amazing Filipinos we've met through Koru, as well as sprinkling my own experiences during our visit last year. Tara, let's go! Unang culture shock, the DIY life. Sa Pinas, sanay tayo na may tutulong. May cashier, delivery, or kuya guard na laging ready. Pero sa New Zealand, madalas ikaw talaga ang gagawa ng lahat. The first time I used the self-checkout lane, kinabahan ako ng sobra. Ako nag-scan, nag-bag at nagbayad. Tapos inisip ko, wait, tama ba yung mga pag-beep nung items? Same goes for other errands. Ikaw nagpapagas, ikaw magbabalik ng tray sa cafe, ikaw lahat. At first, hassle. Pero later on, it actually feels good. You become more independent and more capable. Kiwis call it the number 8 wire mentality. Ibig sabihin, kaya mong gumawa ng paraan kahit ano pa yung sitwasyon. So, kahit simpleng pag-ayos ng sira sa bahay or pag-assemble ng furniture, parang may achievement unlocked ka na. Next culture shock, small talk. Dito sa atin, minsan tahimik lang tayo pag nasa pila or nasa cafe, especially around strangers. Pero sa New Zealand, friendly halos lahat ng tao. A cashier or the clerk might say, "How's your day been?" or "Any plans for the weekend?" Noong una, napaisip ako, uy, interesado ba talaga sila? Pero ganun lang talaga mga tao in New Zealand. They genuinely like making conversation. Why it's good? It's a great way to connect and build confidence. Plus, bonus English practice din yan, ha? Tip lang, kapag tinanong ka ng "How are you?" simple lang ang sagot, chill lang. Good, thanks. And you? Di mo kailangan i-share ang buong life story mo. And if gusto mong mag-practice pa na mas maging extroverted ka, here are a few safe and friendly things you can talk about. Number 1, the weather. Classic Kiwi topic siya. Nice day, isn't it? Works every time. Number 2, food or coffee. You can ask random people what they recommend, especially if you feel like regular sila dun sa cafe na yon. Number 3 is the travel and weekend plans. Most of them love the outdoors. You'll be surprised how easy it is to start small talk here and how one short conversation can lead to a genuine connection. Certified rice lover ako. Pero sa New Zealand, good luck na lang sa atin. Breakfast nila usually toast or cereal. Lunch is salad or sandwich. Tapos dinner, roast or pasta. Noong una parang nakukulangan talaga ako. Pero eventually, nasanay din ako. And surprisingly, I actually felt lighter and a little bit healthier. Good news though, may Filipino or Asian stores sa bigger cities. At kung craving mo na talaga, andyan ang mga Filipino-owned cafes and restaurants that serve as a taste of home. When moving to New Zealand, pwede kang magdala ng essentials like toyo, suka, or bagoong. Basta sure ka na pasok siya sa New Zealand custom policies, ha? Always check before packing. Ang maganda sa New Zealand, multicultural siya. If you're open to sharing our culture, people share theirs back. You'll find yourself trying new dishes from other countries while introducing Pinoy food to your Kiwi or international friends. So oo, mamimiss mo ng sinigang, pero makaka-discover ka din ng bagong favorites like Hokey Pokey ice cream or a classic Kiwi meat pie. Sweet, diba? Pang-apat, less convenience and a slower life. Lalo na kung galing kang Metro Manila, sobrang mafe-feel mo to. Sanay ka kasi na may open cafes or restaurants or deliveries even kahit lagpas midnight pa. Sa New Zealand, maraming shops that close early, as in some coffee shops close by 3 p.m. The first time na nag-crave ako ng kape, dumating ako lagpas 3 na. And yun, nakita ko, sarado na pala. Kaya lesson learned. At first, it was frustrating kasi parang ang daming bawal gawin paggabi. Pero after a while, na-appreciate ko rin siya. Kasi lahat ng tao umuwi ng maaga, nag-relax, and most of the time, nagbo-bonding sa pamilya nila. Mas tahimik, mas simple, at mas balanced. It's not less convenient. It's just intentional living. Last culture shock, work and social culture. Filipinos are used to being polite. Lagi tayong may po at opo, and we call people sir or ma'am. Pero sa New Zealand, halos lahat first name basis. Yes, even your boss. I once saw someone tell their manager, parang I disagree. My Pinoy brain, hala patay! Pero the manager just said, "Uy, cool, what's your idea?" And they discussed it like equals. That's when I realized, here, disagreement isn't disrespect. It's part of the collaboration. Kiwis also value humility. Walang nagyayambangan, walang title-title, kaya madalang kang makarinig ng sir or ma'am in the wild. At first nakakagulat, pero it's a sign of comfort and safety. And of course, cleanliness. No one's judging. You learn to relax, be authentic, and treat everyone equally. That's the real Kiwi style. Here are honorable mentions. Number 1 is the Kiwi accent. Number 2, buses leave on time kahit hindi puno. And number 3, walking is a way of life. Halos everyday nakaka 10k steps ako seeing all the parks and gardens. So ayun, those are the 5 culture shocks in New Zealand, and honestly, they're all good for you. They teach you independence, confidence, and the calmer way of living. Kaya kung nagbabalak ka pumunta sa New Zealand, embrace mo lang yung differences kasi mas dun ka mag-grow at lalago. Now, gusto kong marinig mula sa inyo. Anong culture shock sa New Zealand ang tingin mong pinaka nakakapanibago or kakaiba? Comment below and maybe we'll talk about it in our next video. As always, maraming salamat for watching and kakiteamo!